Hey, hi friends, I'm Praveen. So today we will be doing a demo on how we can use Azure Events Hub. And as you all know, the primary importance of Event Hub is to stream the data. So what we will do is we will use one Python application. We will send some event data and see how it is getting processed in Events Hub. So to start with, first we need to create a namespace. So let me give some name. Okay. Okay. So namespace is where we will have lot of other information. Okay, let me select Central India. Let me select the basic present here, so I don't want to spend much. Okay, let me hide this. Okay, okay. Let me review plus create. Okay, now the namespace is getting created. So once that is created, let's see what to do with that namespace. Okay, creation was not done, it was validation completed. Now it is getting created. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, it's getting created. Okay, see, now the deployment is completed, and now we can see our resources deployed. So let's see what's the event. So we have just created the namespace, so now we need to create event hub. So let me click on add. Okay. Event hub. And retention down and message retention as it is. Click on next, review create. I don't want to change anything here. So let me. Okay. So we have an event hub in place here now. Streaming event. So once we click here, come here. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to write one Python program now. So that Python program, what that will do, it will use this event hub library, and using connection string and event hub name, it will create a connection, client connection, and we would create a batch which we need to send to Azure Event Hub. Okay, so from where we will get this connection string and event hub name. So let's see. So to do this, what we can do is we can create and shared access policies. Okay, we can give one name. See, perfect. And we can click on manage. We can click on create. Okay, once we do that, so we can see once we click on manage, we can see this name connection string primary key. And what we can do is we can replace this connection string. Okay, paste it here. Okay, once you paste, just remove this last entries till semicolon because you don't need it. Okay, okay. Just remove this. Okay, and you will see that we have removed now connection string is sorted. Event now we can copy it from here. Just save this as well. We can copy it from here within event happening. So now we have sorted all this. Okay, and let's see. I have prepared one sample record like one which is in JSON format, one Praveen address, city name, my email address. Okay, and this record we need to send it at real time to the streaming event. Okay, so how to so as we have prepared this streaming event hub, now we need to do stream analytics job. So the stream analytics shop is nothing but like an ETL. How we use ETL, it will pull data from streaming application and then save it in whatever target location we prefer. So let me create a streaming analytics shops first. Okay, let me click on plus create and I will use the same resource instance name. I will keep as stream analytics. I will use central India in and cloud and edge. So mostly cloud people use edge is something for IoT devices. Streaming it needs we can keep it as it is. Next on storage tags review plus create. Okay, so this will create. This is doing some final validation. Now validations are parts and we clicked on create now and the stream analytics job is now completed. Okay, so now the deployment is in progress, so it will take couple of minutes. Let's wait till it completes. Okay, now deployment is succeeded. Let's go to resource that. Okay, now you see in the stream analytics jobs we have the main section here is job topology input. uh, then there are input like we can add stream input or reference input, and there are functions if you are need to write some complex function in order to process your data. You can write query on top of your inputs and output. Output is where you want to write. So now first configure the stream input, the event hub which we have already created. So output. So as we are getting input from Python, let me click Python. Okay, and we can use the existing default consumer group. We can use it default JSON partition key. We can ignore. We can save this. Okay, now this input has been completed. We have added the input. Okay, so event input is now completed. Now what we need to do is we need to configure the output as well. So if you see here in output, we have all these options where you could write the output. But for now, let's create ADSL Gen2 account. Okay, so let me go here and storage accounts. Okay, let me create it on create. Let me use the same name storage account name. Let me give you an output so that it is easier to remember that we are reading Python output. And then let me select again a central India. It should be in the recommended tab. Okay, where it is. Here it is third from the top. Okay, recommended then standard. And I don't want this cost like locally redundant storage. I will select because I want less cost. Okay, I will enable hierarchical namespace. Okay, then networking. I think I will keep everything as it is and just click on create once the review is completed. Okay, let me click on create and wait for the deployment to get finished. So it isn't submitting the deployment. Deployment is in progress. I guess it should be done in couple of minutes. So let's wait till this deployment gets finished. Okay, as you can see now our uh, storage is ready. Now let me go here and now let me create one duplicate instance of Microsoft Azure so we can let me log in. Okay, let me go back to our stream analytics shop. Let's see how we can configure it here. Okay, select now our input is ready. Let me configure our output as well. Okay, and output we have selected ADSL Gen2. Now output 0. Okay, now Python output is a storage account which we created. It has automatically taken. If you have multiple, it will take multiple. Okay, use existing JSON append as the result arrive, and these are the things which we can play with it later. Okay, I think some of the things which we are missing. Let me check again. Line separated append. Okay, path pattern. Okay, something is again missing. I've selected. Okay. Now we need to create new container. Okay, so JSON data, as there was no container uh, available, so it was not allowing us to use existing. So let's create JSON data folder. Okay, let me write here pattern so we can know where it is coming from. See. Okay, now as we have saved, so our input and output are ready. Here, input is Azure Event Analytics, which will be data will be coming from our Python code. Okay, now let me write the query. So to write the query, select star from output Azure to Python input. So it has written already query for us. So let me run it once and see what happens. So let me tell you again from this is the first line. Azure event, we are using Azure event library and we importing these two libraries, connection string, event of name, and then we are just creating a client variable to get connection and creating a batch to send that event data. Okay, let me run and let's see what is the output expected. Okay, okay, the first we got no data, then let's see if we are getting any data now. Okay, it is fetching data. Okay, see, Praveen, the record which we have just pushed, it's now there. And if let's see if it is an explorer container, JSON data, we have JSON data container created, but there is nothing here as of now. Okay, so to run this analytics job, what we need to do is we need to go on overview. Okay, we need to save this query first. Okay, so that query will be used to generate output. Okay, and let's see start the job. Now let's start. After we have started, so it's starting streaming job. Okay, and let's see how things happens. So it's starting, like once it started we will run the Python code again to see what kind of output it is giving. So let's wait for a couple of minutes. Let me check if recording is happening. Okay, it's recording is happening. Now the streaming job is started successfully. Okay, and what we can do is now we can one more time execute this record. Okay, and see what happens. Okay, it's executing. Okay, it's finished. Now let me go back again here and see what we have in JSON data. Oh, see, JSON data pattern folder has been created and one file which we have. Let me view that file. Uh, okay, just give me a moment. Okay, see here we have file. Okay, now let me change. We go ahead here. Give ideas to. Okay, done. So now let's see what happens. So I have executed. Okay, it's finished. Okay, let's see what has happened. See, one more file got created. Okay, and it's at 223. So this is the basic one. Like we can modify it, enhance our data which we need to send it in at real time to this Azure event hub. So similarly, we can configure for other. I will try to get some more use cases around this and create one more video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.